Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox, and I'd like to welcome you to the Daily Compliance News. The Daily Compliance News is an offering of the Compliance Podcast Network. July 24th, 2019, the I Think We're Responsible for Something edition. First up, from the Financial Times, the UK Serious Fraud Office has come under fire for neglectful management culture. A damning report by His Majesty's Crown or Her Majesty's Crown Prosecution Services Inspectorate found that the SFO's focus on delivery of casework and a desire to speed up investigations often meant that dealing with personnel issues took a back seat. These findings were published on Monday and will put further pressure on SFO Director Lisa Osofsky to get things together over at the SFO. So pretty damning report, and even Ms. Osofsky was quoted as saying the report did not make comfortable reading, although she was given marks for even asking for the report by Her Majesty's Chief Inspector, Kevin McGinty. Next, in the suspicious money department, the Deutsche Bank had previously reported that Jeffrey Epstein had sent large amounts of money outside the United States in suspicious transactions, which they reported to a federal agency in charge of policing financial crimes. The report came as the bank started looking for signs that Epstein was using his financial resources for the purposes of sex trafficking. Obviously, Deutsche Bank really has some shady customers they're dealing with here, and definitely the bank's relationship with Epstein is yet another black eye for the bank as it continues to struggle financially and through its regulatory imbroglio. Next up, Facebook. According to the Wall Street Journal, the Facebook settlement with the Federal Trade Commission requires Mark Zuckerberg to personally certify that his company is following federal officials' orders for protecting consumer privacy under a settlement agreement. The deal requires that Zuckerberg to make the certification to the FTC quarterly based upon his personal knowledge. Finally, a false statement in such certification could be subject to potential penalties, although it's hard to believe that the FTC would have the chutzpah to actually go after Zuckerberg for anything personally. And finally, in the last segment, or last story rather, in the court case in Ohio, newly unsealed documents demonstrate the pressure within the drug industry to sell opioids in the face of numerous red flags. And it's found in the Washington Post, and I can only say it's just sickening the amount of sales that were being made in the space of red flags. One Purdue Pharma exec received an order from a distributor for 115,200 oxycodone pills for 1 month. The order came in at 4:15 p.m. In an email, and it was approved 1 minute later. So lots of compliance going on there. But perhaps the most interesting thing was a quote from the head of compliance at McKesson. In a deposition, Nathan Hartle, Vice President of Regulatory Affairs and Compliance, was asked about the billions of oxycodone pills the company had shipped, and did McKesson accept partial responsibility for the societal cost. He said, quote, "I think we're responsible for something. I don't know what. How do you define all societal costs? I still believe it depends on different circumstances." So in front of a jury, that is going to be an absolutely damning statement when you have the head of compliance saying we're responsible for something. And when you couple that with the literally billions of pills that have been sent out, even by McKesson, I think they are in for a very long road to hoe on this matter. Check out the new Compliance Podcast Network podcast, Creativity and Compliance, with myself and Ronnie Feldman. Started last week. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio.